Yeah. Shout out to Fort
Quincy
Lauderdale.
Drama Jones.
Yeah. For sure.
Snoop to Fort Lauderdale. I love the record Street Cred too.
Yeah.
And you say, they lost your street cred.
Right.
They say you lost your street cred, so what, man? And I'm glad that somebody like you who's glorified the streets for so long,
right.
You've gotten to the age where you like, you know what, street cred not important. Like,
nah.
Do you remember the first time you realized that? You came to that realization?
Oh, man. I really think that when you start walking in those rooms and you try and do business, nobody really care about what you've done on the streets. You know what I'm saying? And then as a man, you know what I'm saying, you shouldn't care about, because what people think about me ain't none of my spiritual business.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just not. But for me, it's just like, I don't need validation about what you consider to be real for me to be a real man. Like, let's take the rap and the artists and everything.
Bro, he could end the clip right there. You don't need nobody's validation. You don't need nobody's okay. You don't need nobody's head nod or stamp of approval for you to be the man you want to be. I can be gangster in my own right. You know what I'm saying? I can move the way I want to move. I can do the things I want to do, and I don't have to worry about what nobody has to say about me. I know I'm a man. I know I'm a nigga. That's it. That's all that needs to be known. I ain't looking for nobody's approval. I ain't moving the way that this person wants me to move. I ain't talking the way this person wants me to talk. Candace Owens needs to learn something from this. Because with this whole I'm not black enough thing, just because I don't, rock FUBU or Fresh Nights, like, that's ghetto. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you just took 2 seconds and realized that you don't need nobody's approval. If you black, if your skin is black, you black. There's no doubt about it. Now, if you want to talk proper, if you want to, throw on a business suit and you want to enjoy the things you want to enjoy and pursue the things you want to pursue, that's it. Do your thing. You ain't got to worry about nobody else. That's simple. Let's go ahead and keep listening.
Thing out of that. And a lot of the things I did because I was trying to get validation. I want people to know, like, I'm about my issue. I'm going to do this and that.
Yeah.
And the last time I got locked up in L.A., when that incident happened in the Bay, like, that's when I was really like, man, you got the world. Like, you successful. You on tour. You doing, 30,000 people a night, and you in jail for what? And you know what I mean? I remember everybody calling like, yeah, man, woo, like, like it's a real thing. And I'm sitting there going like, about to throw my whole career away because I'm trying to live by a stereotype and a code. Right. You know what I'm saying? And if I do go to prison, ain't none of these people finna send me no money. They ain't finna write me. They ain't gonna look out for my kids.
That's right.
Come on, I watched it.
Yeah, they gonna call you
It's
stupid.
funny.
And Freddie Gibbs, he took accountability for the issues that you guys had, and y'all actually ran into each other. What was that like for you?
Now, right there, that's what niggas need to listen to. If you a nigga and you listening to this right here is what is important. You know what I'm saying? Like, I applaud Young Jeezy for being able to say, bro, street cred, a street code, what you talking about, bruh? What are you doing? Because if my behind gets locked up in jail, who gonna take care of my kids? Who gonna take care of my bills? Not you. You know what I'm saying? Because niggas ain't that generous, especially in that culture, in that kind of circle. Who gonna do that? So Jeezy took responsibility of his life and his actions. It was like, hey, I ain't trying to impress nobody, because when you start trying to impress people, especially people in that culture, in that kind of circle, you're gonna end up in jail 9 times out of 10, or you're gonna get yourself hurt or killed one way or another. You're gonna find yourself in a lot of trouble. It's only three routes you could take. You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad that when someone can find themselves in prison or in a bad situation and reflect on reality and say, and not blame people, not, oh, this person did this person snitched, this person did me dirty. No, you are in there because of you. And like G said, I was in there trying to prove to people that I am gangster. Like, nigga, you ain't got to prove to nobody but yourself and God. You know what I'm saying? What people got to think about you, that's none of your spiritual business. I'm going to start using that, spiritual business. All right, let's go ahead and go to 16 minutes.
Also, I want to go back to the street cred record because you said something about, you know, the stereotypical things that they think a man should be.
Right.
I find that everything that they tell us they want us to do to be real always is something criminal. You got to do something criminal.
I agree. You got to die.
Yeah.
You got to go to jail.
Or kill somebody.
You got to do 10 years, don't tell on nobody. Like, all that. I mean.
And this is one thing, like I love, hey, I'm looking in the camera. I love my people. I love my culture. But for some twisted reason, we feel that our culture has to lean more towards to be real, to be 100, to be that dude, the HNIC. You have to do something criminal. That's ass backwards. What are you talking about? I need to do something criminal to prove to you that I'm a man? Are you kidding me? That sounds backwards. You know what I'm saying? And if you just took 2 seconds, you would understand that. Like, bruh, hey, we got a lot of things we need to reform when it comes to black culture because that is ass backwards. You know what I'm saying? Like, that doesn't make any sense on any level.
And look, man, to each his own. I mean, I just always believe in integrity, values, and morals. I have that, you know, and I can't speak for another man. They ain't my place, but it's just like, I'd be damned if I did all this to get out of that, to do that again. You know what I'm saying? It just doesn't make sense to me. It's just almost like, you know, becoming a millionaire, living beyond your wildest dreams and just going to spend and give all your money away to be back in that same position. It just doesn't make logical sense. You're doing this to get out of your environment, to put people on, and then you're getting caught up in the stereotype of, but I still gotta be a real one. And then you go out here and you put yourself in prison. Ain't nobody looking out for you. You know, you go out here and you get killed, and ain't nobody taking care of your kids. You know what I'm saying? And everybody I seen try to keep it real. Look what happened. Look what happened to Dolph. Look what happened to Nip. Look what happened to Bankroll. Look what happened to Doe B. You know, look what happened to B&D. You know what I'm saying? It's all because of that. I'm gonna be real with them. You gotta be real with yourself, man.
Woo.
You know what I mean? That's one thing about it, but I ain't living for nobody but me and mine. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, that's all that matters.
Exactly.
You know, you in your deathbed, you sick right now. The people that really rock with you and love you, they gonna be there, bro.
Do you feel like you got a responsibility being that, you know, you were the mouthpiece for the streets for so long?
Right.
You know, probably encouraged a lot of brothers to do the wrong thing. Do you feel like you have an obligation to, you know, encourage them to do the right thing now?
Well, I always felt like what I was doing was right because I was always talking about motivating the thugs. I told them when I came in the game that I was corporate thugging. That's what I'm doing. You see it, corporate thugging. You see it, the cognac, the water. Shout out to Nas, shout out to Defiance Fuel. But I think that my position in this, you know, people always ask me, what's your position? What's the Mount Rushmore? My position in this game is just to continue to lead by example because I'm one of the very few that did what I said, and everybody knows that. You know what I'm saying? Everybody knows that I put in my work. But I continue to evolve without having to have any type of validation. So for me, it's just like the more that I can evolve and grow and show people like you can do this and still be who you are, that's my responsibility because it's almost like, well, she gonna go if you coming from the street and you rapping. You supposed to just stay there. You know what I'm saying? 10, 15 years in it, you still thugging. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's almost like, nah, you go out, you can own a company, you can buy a business, you can buy real estate, and you can still look like this. You know what I'm saying? You don't gotta change up who you are just to do what you do. So I feel like that's more so my responsibility than anything because it's almost like I opened the door for them. I was Mr. Trap or Die. I didn't close the door when I came in. I didn't lock the door. Most of these cats that you see are really coming from the streets. But if you ask them who...
All right. Let's go ahead. Let's go full screen here. All right. Clap, snap, point. All right, check this out. So, did you hear what he just said? he said, Charlamagne asked him, do you feel that you have a responsibility since, you know, your early years, your early music probably influence people to do the wrong thing, which that's what music can do. It can generate emotions. It can get you to motivate you to do X, Y, and Z. Okay. But gangster music, that's what he does. And pretty much what he said was, I lead by example. And at first I didn't understand what he meant was, you know, I always felt what I did was right. And then it just dawned on me, like literally while listening to it right now, a lot of people believe, especially in that moment, of course you can reflect back a week ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, be like, you know what, I screwed up then. But when you're in that moment, what you're doing, you're perceiving to believe that this is what you have to do. You know what I'm saying? Nobody, I don't want to say nobody, but a lot of people feel like this is the last options I have to do. So when they gang bang, when they selling, when they slanging, they robbing, they feel like this is what I have to do to make it. You know what I'm saying? And of course, if they can reflect back on their life and say, hey, that probably wasn't the smartest thing I should have done. I wish I would have did X, Y, and Z, but I end up doing A, B, and C. What he's saying is, now I'm leading by example. I'm not just talking it. I'm leading by example. So when they see me, when the people who do follow me, when they see me switching it up and being more corporate instead of more gangster, they can do the same thing. And to me, that's important because you don't have to wear a business suit. You don't have to talk all proper like this, like Candace Owens thinks that you have to do. I talk proper. Like, no, you can still wear your FUBU. You can still wear your hat low with the Oakleys on. You can still rock your Jordans, your J's. You can still, rock the big ass hair bone. You can do what you want. You can have the tats. You can have the dreads, and you can still be corporate thugging. You know what I'm saying? As long as you're making your money the legit way, can't nobody tell you nothing. As long as you're not deceiving people and treating people incorrectly to get that money, nobody can't tell you nothing. Like Kanye used to say, can't nobody tell you nothing. You know what I'm saying? So I wish a lot more rappers can speak up because, of course, the real gangsters, you know what I'm saying, or the fakes, they're gonna look at Young Jeezy be like, nah, he talking stupid. Nah, he ain't saying nothing. It takes a lot of guts because, of course, he could be losing money. He's gonna lose, that gangster image by saying, hey, I ain't worried about no street code. I ain't worried about being gangster. I ain't worried about no street cred. I'm just trying to get my money. That's it. So I wish a lot of people could follow suit and we can slowly start to change this weird, just hateful energy in our culture, especially when it revolves around hip hop music. And trust me, we're going to get into that a lot more in some future videos. But